big with moms, but truckers not so much. It's the Power Hour podcast. Welcome back, Mark. How are we doing?
Me and my tiny hands are doing immaculately today.
Yes,
Tracy.
Paul.
How are you?
Paul Blarg himself over here.
Yeah, truckers aren't a fan of me. I found out.
Yeah. For reference, in our timeline, what was it? Yesterday, our anti. I don't want to say our anti-trucker. Mark's
It
anti-trucker.
was both of ours. We both agreed on
It's true. I guess I did ultimately choose to put that message out there, but it was your message. Went out and we got some great comments. It's exactly what I wanted. It's exactly what I was praying would happen as I put all those truck-related hashtags. It's really beautiful, honestly.
You know, I just didn't think truckers would be so sensitive.
Well, you would think, because
know?
I mean, as you pointed out, they do seem to be the demographic of people who are like, it's just a joke. But it's not to them. It's just a joke until you involve all those wheels, and then.
The 16 wheels, actually.
I feel like we were overall sympathetic to truckers. I made it clear that it is a job that I could not do and I respect, but not their takeaway.
I'm really good at creating like a very specific portion of people to not like me. Between
I was thinking about that.
Columns I used to write, I'm really putting myself. I'm drawing a hard line on where I am, I guess. And some people.
You're unapologetic for who you are, and I like that. And if you have a follow-up message for the truckers, I don't know if I'll post it, for your own safety, but just in case, do you have follow-up, an apology, maybe?
I'm sorry, truckers. I didn't realize you guys would be such entitled crybabies.
All right. Well, I'm definitely posting that, and I'm putting your address in the flashing. Your phone number, your address, everything.
No, I love truckers do amazing work, and most truckers are good. There's just a few bad apples.
That was the one comment I really liked, where he was like, "Yeah, a lot of truckers suck just the same way a lot of drivers suck," and that's true.
No, that's true.
Everybody's equally capable of sucking, and that's what's really beautiful about this.
And
this great
can
life
I say
of ours.
this? I'm an ass myself. All right, I'm not hiding that fact.
Putting the ass in podcasting, Mark Warren.
Tracy, do you have a don't even get me started that will really just ruffle feathers of a small group?
I don't. I mean, I had my straight man one, and I do have more straight man related don't even get me started, but I'm saving them for Pride Month. I think for all of our Pride Month episodes, I'm going to do some sort of straight man related.
And to me, every month is Pride Month.
That's what I like about this guy. Every month is Pride Month. Every month is straight Pride Month for him. Mark actually started that movement. Not a lot of people know that.
I did. I don't think that was me.
I don't know. We'll get our producers to fact check that pretty quick. But don't even get me started on the last 20 minutes setting up for this podcast. Not even 20 minutes. It was legitimately 40, I think.
Yeah, probably.
Because we got in the call perfectly on time. Or at least I joined right at 5. You were probably there early. And it took literally 40 minutes to figure out how to set all this up, and I was so excited for everything to go smoothly, and it didn't. I'm up to 3 different screens right now, so if I'm looking around like a maniac this episode, that's why. Because camera's up here, you're down here, notes are over here.
It felt like I was watching a Tom and Jerry episode, because there was a good portion of time where you couldn't hear me. And so I was just watching Tracy run in and out of his room with different cords, and then realizing he had left a cord in it. It was... Yeah. It might have been the funniest thing this podcast has ever done, and it wasn't recorded.
And I was gonna say we should have just had it all in there. But that was the issue, and I couldn't record anything. I didn't know how. And no one cares, but I just want you to know that that's how much effort I go through for you all.
This is more work than probably any other profession, including truckers.
Okay, enough. We're making enemies. We're making enemies today. Don't even get me started on how red I am. It's very hot in my room, so if I'm very red this whole episode.
It is warm in here, and I didn't help myself. I'm wearing a long sleeve sweater.
Yeah, I think this might be the first episode I'm wearing short sleeves.
This guy.
Kind of fun.
No,
Actually, no, the wine
arms.
The wine episode I did
Oh,
wear
that's
short
right.
sleeves.
We both did short sleeves.
But that's because I had that like hangover like heat, you know what I'm talking about, where you're just like so
Mm,
warm for no
yeah.
reason.
And it didn't help that we were putting more wine into. We were just putting wine into our body.
I couldn't disagree more. I think that helped tremendously. I certainly felt better by the end of it.
Tracy,
Yeah.
don't even get me started on people who do not leash their dogs when they go for a walk. Okay, okay, guys. Let me paint a picture for you. I'm walking home. It's me and my partner to the side, and we're walking home like this because we went on a walk today. And there's this guy, quite like not that far ahead of us, but you know, two down, 20 yards maybe, football style. And he had an off leash like little tiny dog, and I was like, all right, well that's fine. He's seems to have the dog under control. The dog would then. The dog would be behind him, so he would not be looking at the dog, and the dog would sprint back at us, growl and bark, and then he wouldn't notice it, and then like 30 seconds later, he'd turn around and go, "Hey, come back here!" And then the dog would run back, and then it would happen. It happened like 3 times throughout the course of the walk. No leash, even like on him, right? If he had like a leash on it, whatever. But I've had this happen so many times where I go to take a walk, whether it's with my dog or without a dog, and like an off leash aggressive dog comes up to me, and it's like, if that dog gets anywhere near my dog, I'm kicking it. Because like I have to make sure my dog's safe, right?
Yeah.
And I have to make sure I'm
Exactly.
safe. Dogs are scared. Like big dogs are scary.
It's so
And
true.
if you can't perfectly recall your dog, which no one can, you cannot have your dog off leash. So what I'm saying is you always have to have your dog on a leash.
Yeah, I think that's a really great point. I think it's because it's sort of the same. The explanation in my mind is it's sort of the same reasoning that people have in their heads, and it applies to dogs and kids. Is people vastly overestimate how interested other people are in their pets or
Mm-hmm.
kids. I'm not. Like you, that's great for you. Keep it over there
Mm-hmm.
because
And that's
and you're right, and there needs to be a certain level of like listening, and it's oftentimes not there. And
no. And it's like, even if your dog is 100% friendly, my dog might not be. You don't know that. My dog is very friendly, but it could not be. Gingy could be
Mhm.
a monster.
it's
She is.
and I'm working on a case to prove that she is. I've been talking to
Um,
people.
but it's like, it's so irresponsible and just disrespectful for
It's
everyone else in your
dangerous.
community.
That's
And it's
exactly it too.
dangerous.
You bring up it's dangerous for everybody involved because you
Mm-hmm.
have no idea. Again, even your dog could be the friendliest dog in the world, but all it takes is one interaction with a dog that's not, and you won't
Yeah.
know until it's too late. And it's just not
Mm-hmm.
safe for
No.
anybody. And I think that there are definitely times where dogs can be off leash. Like I've definitely been on like kind of isolated hiking trails where there's no one else
Yeah.
around, but I'm prepared. I have a
Mm-hmm.
leash ready to go, and my dogs like they have shock collars, but we don't shock them. They know the noise, like the beeping of it, and
Mm-hmm.
if they hear the beep, they're like, "Oh, that's my cue to get
And
back."
you
So
also
I'm
probably don't
prepared.
let your dog walk just behind you and you're not watching it.
Oh, never, because I'm so paranoid about because
Mm-hmm.
you've met Georgia. She runs.
Respectable dog,
She's
by
a
the way.
runner. She's a track star. She sprints away from you. If you close your eyes for half a second, she's gone. She takes herself on walks. She takes it into her own hands, and I respect that about her. And I know you respect that dog.
Mm-hmm. I respect that dog quite a bit, actually.
She's a pretty respectable dog, but she's also a terror. And at the end of the day, an animal. And animals
Yeah.
like they not only like an animal will only like you can train an animal, but an animal is an animal at the end of the day, and
Mm-hmm.
frankly they have no reason or anything to become like fully listening. Like what the hell do we know?
No,
We're
it's kind of
humans, we
like
can't
when,
even
like,
figure out how to exist
like,
normally.
that's the thing, is it's like, if you go out with some drunk friends and you know they're going to run off, you're not just going to let them be unmonitored. You're going to keep your eye
Yes.
on them.
Yeah.
All right? You got to do the
That's,
same with your dog.
yeah, that's why you always like whenever we would start drinking, you always put a leash on me just in case.
I got one of those backpacks, so I could
The
just
backpack
pull you
one's
in.
retractable and it retracts. I would fly him through the air.
But yeah, it's just something that like bothers me, and it's something that I genuinely deal with a few times a month because
Yeah.
people around here don't know. People also around here, another one, side one, pick up your dog's poop if you're on a community trail. Don't just let it. Don't just let it sit there. No one wants that.
Yeah, no, I think that yeah, no, nobody wants poop.
I think dog culture has gone too far. Like you said, people are bringing their dogs everywhere. Like
That
it's
that
one thing
was
if it's a
literally
service dog, right? Service
yeah.
dogs, yes, please. But you're just bringing your random beagle through Fred Meyer. Mm-mm.
I have mixed feelings on it because at the end of the day, I love seeing a dog in public. It's always gonna brighten my day. But there are some dogs that can and some dogs that can't,
Mm-hmm.
and some people just don't know that line. Today, this was almost my don't even get me started. This is a long one. We got so many. We're just back and forth. Almost my don't even get me started. I worked at a retail environment. There was electrical work happening, and the crew that was doing the electrical work brought their dog. We can't have their dog just running around the store, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
So they locked it in a tiny room in the back from at least 8 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. My entire shift. When I got there, I saw the dog go back. I was like, "Oh, how fun, a dog." Not fun because the dog got locked away for however many hours that is. And it
That's
felt
so
like
sad.
that day felt long to me. Imagine
Mm-hmm.
how long that day felt to that poor dog who was locked up alone.
Didn't know where
I'm
it was.
willing I'm didn't know where it was. I'm willing to bet no food or water because
Mm-hmm.
I saw them enter the building with the dog, take the dog in there. I did not see any food or water delivered, anything like that. I never saw the dog come out again. I don't know. I don't know. I think in a way it's gone too far in a lot of different ways to where
Mm-hmm.
it's there's a disregard for other people's dogs, your own dog at times, other people.
Yeah.
Just don't be a terrible dog owner.
Yeah, and don't be so entitled. I think that's really the main crux of most of these is like people got to stop being so entitled. Um,
Yeah. I don't know.
and I'm sure
I don't
we
know.
sound entitled at times because
Oh, a
of
hundred
course we
percent.
are.
We know nothing. We're idiots. Don't listen to a single thing that we're saying. But support us and whatever.
PowerHourShop.com, baby.
Power. You gotta stop telling people to go there. We don't own that. We should though. The people
Soon.
yearn for that pillow.
People want the merch. That's what I'm hearing.
People
That's
want
what
that.
I'm
And by
hearing.
people, so far, my brother has said one thing, and that's all.
Mhm.
That's all the evidence that we need to get it going. I think.
And your brother, I mean, he could buy 20 of them if he wanted to.
If he
We don't
really
know how many he
cared,
wants.
if he really cared and he really wanted to support, he would buy a
Mhm.
shit ton of pillows.
A lot of pillows. And
A lot of
we
pillows.
expect you to.
Yeah. We
Tracy.
actually it's like those like bulk order sites for stores where we have an order minimum
You have
just
to buy
to
50 pillows.
to
We
cover
make a
our
pyramid
costs.
scheme.
Yeah,
You buy the pillows and you sell the pillows to other people.
write that down. Let's do that. The Power Hour pyramid. The PPP. Wait, no, PHP. Wait, that's already never mind. We'll work on
The
it. We'll work
PPP
on
isn't the PPP something? No, that's the BBB, Better Business Bureau. We don't know what the
The P-
PPP is.
it. It's us now. It's us now.
Um, Tracy, me
Yeah.
and you, we're curious cats, right? Me and you, we're curious cats. Some would say.
Been called worse.
um, and a lot of people have tried to nail down our personalities, and I don't think anyone has. So we're gonna take some personality quizzes. More so, you're gonna take the personality quiz. I'm gonna
Okay.
administer the quiz, and we'll get
Yeah.
some different results. This first one is your future job match. This is a quiz for children, but we're gonna say, what should you be doing with your time? Because maybe you picked the wrong field. You might have. A lot of people are
Yeah.
saying you did.
Yeah. What? Yeah, I'm really glad to be taking this prospective career test after I have already invested a lot of
Mhm.
time and money going to college and down this path. But it's really never too late to change career
You're only
paths.
22. You're 25. You're basically 30 at this point. You still
I'm
have
21.
a few years left.
You stop. No.
You're pushing 30, dude.
Don't you dare. Do not you dare.
So,
Let's hear it.
Tracy, the first question is, your ultimate dream job would involve traveling to cool locations or making major discoveries in a lab?
Oh, definitely traveling. I don't think I
Yeah.
do well in a lab environment. I was terrible
No.
at science class, specifically the lab parts of it. There's too many steps that you have to
Yeah.
follow too rigorously, and I'm no.
Me and you, if the audience can believe it or not, we weren't science guys.
Yeah, believe it or
Who
not,
would've
I didn't
guessed?
go to school for math or science.
What would you rather have as a dessert, Tracy? A pie or an ice cream sundae?
Sorry, and again, this dessert question is career related.
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Obviously.
Definitely ice cream sundae. I'm not a
Ice
big
cream
pie
sundae.
person.
Not a pie. What is your favorite pie, if I may ask?
Thank you so much for asking. Specifically, creme brulee pie. I don't know if it's a very wide thing. I know that it exists at the Pie Hut in Sandpoint, but I do not
Hmm.
know if it exists anywhere else. But I love that pie.
I
Or a
never
chocolate
have had
pie.
that. I like a
We
chocolate cream
must.
pie. That's my favorite.
Chocolate cream pie. Ooh, I had coconut cream pie for the first
Yeah.
time the other day at a farmer's market, and that was phenomenal.
I never have had
Phenomenal.
chocolate or coconut cream pie.
I think I never have had. Oh, what have you had? I don't like fruit pies. I don't like warm
No.
fruit
I don't like
very
pumpkin
much.
pie. I like a fruit pie. I do. I don't like a pumpkin pie. I'll say that much. I'm fine with a pecan pie. Um, now Tracy,
What about it?
if a
Wait, what?
pecan
Sorry.
pie,
What?
if a pecan pie had a political affiliation, what would it be?
Oh, that's a good question.
I think it's
I
staunch conservative.
I think I don't well I don't know. I don't know if I agree with that mostly because I'm not 100% on what the word staunch means, but I do think
It's
a
kind of like
pecan pie
starch.
is more conservative.
Hmm.
I do think so.
Now, Tracy, you did not pick the pie option, so let's go back to your ice cream choice.
Yeah.
What is your favorite ice cream? What's your ideal ice cream sundae? Give it to me. Is it banana
I
split?
you're not gonna like my
Okay,
answer. I feel.
I'll listen. I'll listen. I'm a listener.
I I'm not a big ice cream sundae guy, and I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why. I like picking one ice cream
Mm-hmm.
and just enjoying that. The different kinds upsets me
Mm-hmm.
because there's always going to be one flavor that overtakes the other flavors.
Interesting.
Banana split specifically too. Banana overpowers any other flavor to me. Period.
Curious. I haven't. I used to really like banana. Used to like the banana splits my sister made when she worked at a restaurant.
Mm.
But I haven't had one since I was like, I don't know, 2, 3. I don't know how old I was at the time. I don't remember really. I just remember eating banana splits.
Yeah, and
So.
it's been a while since I've had a banana split. I could be totally wrong. I'm at this point in my I'm trying to go back and try things that I'm convinced I don't
Hmm.
like
Yeah.
because I'm an adult.
Well, how
Some
about
say.
this? How about next time we're together, me and you, we get some banana splits.
Yeah, yeah.
And we
That's
just try it
the
out.
next in person hour is gonna be the banana.
The
It's just
banana
us.
split hour.
It's gonna be
Silently
messy.
eating. Just with our hands.
Oh, now
Um,
let me ask you. We're on ice cream for a while, but I got a question here for you. What's your
yeah.
preferred texture of ice cream? Because I do this. I didn't realize this was controversial, but I've done this in front of people, and they've been like, "You're a psycho." I like to mash it, mix it up till it's sort of like a milkshake consistency, and then I eat it. It's sort of like a soup, like a super flavorful sweet soup.
So that's called ice cream soup, and I used to do that when I was a kid, but I don't do
Yeah.
it anymore. I just eat it however it comes. Really, I don't
Okay.
think too much about ice cream texture.
Okay. Fair enough. Fair
But I
enough.
have heard people making ice cream soup before, and like I said, I did used to do it, but I don't anymore. So.
I like it. I don't like the word soup though because I don't want it that thin. I just want it kind of a creamy, like a milkshake.
A soup. It could be a chowder. Ice cream chowder.
Next question.
Tracy, if you were to go somewhere for the summer, would you rather go to a Brazilian beach or the Swiss mountains?
Oh, definitely Brazilian beach. I don't do well in the cold.
Well, it could be a warm mountain, but I don't think most mountains are. You're a beach guy though, is that not right?
Yeah, what'd you call me? No, I do. Yeah, I'm definitely more of a beach person, and I've always wanted to go to Brazil.
No, really. Well, I've got good news for you. Check under your seats. You've got 2 tickets to Brazil. They're one way, so you will be stuck there.
There's just oh no, there's just an old Cheez-It down here. That's all that I got going on.
Forgot the tickets, I guess.
mm.
Yeah, I'm not a huge beach. I like a beach every once in a while, but I wouldn't go to a beach regularly.
Well, you don't like to swim very
I
much.
don't like to swim. No, I like
So
I like
a beach without swimming is just
sand.
an oven by the water. Like it's so
Yeah.
hot. It's just the worst parts of it. So that makes sense
Sometimes
for
I
you.
like going sitting on a beach, put my feet in the water, but I prefer doing something else.
Yeah, yeah.
Which historical figure would you rather hang out with, Amelia Earhart or George Washington Carver?
That the peanut butter guy?
I believe.
I'm pretty sure. I just want to double check before I.
George
You know what?
Washington Carver
Gutenberg.
was an
Gutenberg
agricultural scientist and inventor.
of peanut butter.
I believe so. Yes, peanut
Okay.
products.
I don't know. This is a hard one because I would love to know what happened to Amelia Earhart.
Hmm.
But God, do I love peanut butter, and I would like to
This is
shake the
also a
hand
hard
of a
one
man.
because we don't know much about historical figures. We also weren't big history guys.
Yeah, we.
we
What
liked
were
the classes
we?
where we could set up cameras and talk.
Yeah, we pretty much avoided any kind of actual classwork. To
That's why we studied broadcasting.
hello, I'm gonna go with George Washington Carver. I love peanut butter, and I like to shake his hand. If that is the same, are we? Do we know? I'm pretty sure
I
that's the
believe
peanut
it
butter
is.
guy. I'm pretty
I
sure.
believe it is. Okay, so
I'm
this
sure
one it's
he did lots of other stuff, but I only know the peanut butter.
mhm. This one's a bit visual, but I will explain this to you. So it says choose a suitcase for your next trip. This one, it is a full size suitcase. It is yellow and it looks almost leather, like it's got like leather stripes, in it, almost like a couch.
Okay.
And then the next one is one of those like silver steel suitcases that you see people carrying a bunch of money in. So would you rather have that or a
Yes.
full size suitcase?
Oh, I like the money one. I love a tiny suitcase. I love a tiny
Yeah.
suitcase. I travel
I
light.
would argue the picture they had was more of a briefcase, but I'll allow it.
Even then, I like to travel light. I don't like a big
Yeah.
suitcase. A big suitcase comes
I like
with
a
big
backpack.
problems.
I like a backpack and a
love
duffel
it.
bag.
A duffel bag. There's nothing more perfect than a duffel bag in this world. A duffel bag plus a backpack. If you can't go somewhere with just those two, you're doing it wrong. You're doing it
Yeah.
wrong.
I've done like 3-week trips with just those.
That's all you need. It's
Yeah.
the perfect combination.
It really is. I don't want to have to check a bag on a flight.
Oh my God, no.
I'm
Absolutely not.
keeping all my stuff with me. I don't want to I don't want to lose a bag. That's just a nightmare.
No.
What animal do you feel more connected to in your soul, in your heart, and in your soul?
My
An
heart
owl or a
hurts.
dolphin?
Oh. Definitely a dolphin.
Think
I love the
about-
water. Yeah.
You're also not a huge pardon the pun, night owl these days. You know?
It's true. I'm not. Oh, I have been loving waking up early. I've been waking
Yeah.
up at about 6:30 every day, which is a good,
Mhm.
decent amount before I actually have to be up for work. And I love it. I get things
It's so
done.
nice. Uh-huh.
It's really nice. And I used to definitely be a sleep until noon person.
Mm-hmm.
And then out of necessity with my job, I got earlier and earlier and earlier. And now I love it. I love getting up early. I get so much more done in the daylight.
It feels like I just have more day when I'm waking up early and I'm like,
Exactly.
and it's like, I don't know, I don't feel like I'm missing out that much going to bed at 10 or 11 o'clock at night.
When
Yeah.
it starts getting dark, I get tired anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think it was one thing when we were like living together and like we always had like stuff going on out in the living room until like 2 a.m. Then I kind of
Yeah.
felt like I was missing out on stuff. But like when I'm here, we're not doing anything crazy.
Yeah, the people in my life, if they know that if they want time with me, there's a certain cutoff point.
Yeah. No,
So-
me and you, when we used to play games together, we would start our calls at like 9 or 10 o'clock at night.
Yeah,
We just played
yeah.
games together the other day. We started at 6 p.m. and we were off by 9. It was wonderful.
It was incredible because I had a whole day leading up to it to get stuff
Mhm.
done, and then I still had a good few hours to wind down, catch up on my
Yeah.
shows.
It was great.
Got a little reading done.
Same thing. I love going out to dinner early. If I'm going out to a restaurant, 5 p.m. reservations, 5:30 reservations.
Absolutely.
It is emptier. It's easier to find parking. It is quieter. Like you're able to talk to people.
The seniors are onto something with the early bird special because
they get it.
really. Yeah, no wonder people in our TikTok comments think that we're over 30. Did you see that one about how men over 30 shouldn't have a mustache? I did. Think about that one all the time. I'm thinking about the tiny hands one more, but
But no, I'm loving an earlier life. I'm sometimes waking up at 5:30, 5:45.
ooh, up with the sun.
Up with the sun. So I have to wake up. I've got to wake up kind of early for some of my days. So like twice a week I wake up at 5:20.
Mhm.
And it's great right now, especially it's great because I wake up and the sun's starting to get up. I'm getting up at the same time as the sun. And so it's like I wake up, I can look out the window and like there's stuff going on. I don't feel like I'm like getting up super early. It's wonderful.
Beautiful. You just get so much more done. It's
Yeah.
more daylight, and I want to do stuff in the daylight. In the night, I don't want to do anything.
And if I have to, I'm sure so enthralling for people listening.
Absolutely, same as always.
But if I don't have to rush getting ready for work, getting ready to go through something, if I can just like have a nice, slow, relaxing get ready, it's great. It's the best. My day starts out better. Would you rather skydive or snorkel?
Skydive or snorkel?
Or snorkel, yeah.
Snorkel 100%. I'm terrified of the idea of skydiving. I'm so terrified. I just don't. I keep seeing videos of like parachute mishaps or things like that, and no. And I love the water and fish. Fish are beautiful.
Fish are cool. Eels are scary though. Let's not talk about eels.
Yeah, or sharks. I think sharks are really cool, but I don't want to see them. But
what animal are you most likely to at a chatty chimpanzee or a baby African elephant?
Probably a chimpanzee. I really love monkeys,
and especially like one that's chatty.
Yeah. If it could talk, absolutely.
All right, Tracy, pick a high tech device for me. Okay. A VR gaming system or a smartwatch?
Smartwatch.
Yeah, you're a big smartwatch. I'm more of a VR guy.
Yeah, I just don't. VR gives me a headache, but I love my watch.
This one's gonna be tough for you.
Okay.
What would you rather wear? A fun cap or sunglasses? Now you both like fun caps and sunglasses. So
oh, my two favorite things. I'm gonna say sunglasses. I'm gonna say sunglasses because you can go like, let's say it's a sunny day. You don't need a hat, but if you don't have those sunglasses, I guess a hat would kind of cover.
A hat helps a little. A hat for me is more so. Oh, I don't want to do my hair right now.
Yeah, that's sort of what I. Oh, but sunglasses too, an added benefit that I love. You can stare at whatever you want, and
That's true.
No, that sounds perverted. I don't mean it like that. I just mean that I can people watch and not. That still sounds bad. My point is, move on. Next question.
Well, Tracy, we do have your job. What you could do.
Okay.
And I will say it will help with your people watching.
Okay.
Because this says you could be a drone driver, so you could people watch from afar. No one
a
even
drone
knows you.
Driver.
Yeah.
Not even a drone pilot. A drone driver. Like I'm on
driver.
It. How strange. Okay, that could be fun. I do like drones. They're cool in theory.
Now, Tracy, this one is from the comedy site Clickhole.
Okay.
And this one asked the question: are you Craig, Stephanie, Uncle Blaster, Amanda, or Professor Junk? And I'll read the caption for you in case no one knows who these people are.
Okay.
There are 5 of them you can be, and it's time to know which. Everybody is one of them, and nobody is all of them. And knowing which one you are will change your life in either a good or bad way. Tracy, are you ready?
I'm so ready.
First question: what is your favorite cocktail? An old-fashioned, a gin and tonic, a colorless, odorless liquid called sleep milk, a Moscow Mule, or motor oil? The same black nectar that feeds my machines.
I'm gonna go with a Moscow Mule. I love a Moscow Mule. I've never actually had an old-fashioned, but I'm not.
I love an old-fashioned.
I'm not a big. Isn't that whiskey? I'm not a big whiskey person.
It's whiskey, yeah. What is your ideal Saturday night activity? Researching ways to cheat at various sports and games, watching a movie with friends, hanging out near burning buildings and selling sleep milk to firefighters, a quiet night in with a glass of wine and a good book, pointing at all the machines I invented and shouting, "Behold!"
Oh, I like them. Honestly, I'm kind of torn between movie with friends or Behold. No, I don't invent machines, but I do like flaunting my accomplishments. I'm gonna go with Behold.
I would also say you like a quiet night in with a glass of wine and a good book.
It's true. But the book part is throwing me off. I think that I would rather if it's my ideal night compared to those other options, I would have like the movie and the wine.
Yeah.
Or a show and the wine, but the book. I'm gonna go with Behold, but instead of machines, they're TikToks that I've made.
Okay. What is your lifelong dream? Winning the Super Bowl by telling lies and messing with other people's equipment? Opening a bed and breakfast in the mountains called Stephanie's Hideaway? Appearing on the cover of New Types of Milk magazine? Alongside the headline, an interview with Uncle Blaster, the inventor of sleep milk, talks to us about marriage, smiling, and tracking down the people who wronged him, traveling to Paris, inventing a gizmo.
Um. Oh man, such great options. Give me the first two again.
Yeah, winning the Super Bowl by telling lies and messing with other people's
Okay.
equipment, opening a bed and breakfast in the mountains called Stephanie's Hideaway.
I'm gonna go with the was one of the options just traveling to Paris or was that
Yes.
wrapped in with another? Okay, I'm gonna go with Paris. That sounds fun.
Paris. Paris. The sleep milk does sound quite a bit like your vitamin ketchup, but we'll leave that for another episode.
Don't talk.
What
Don't
is
listen. We're legally not allowed to talk about that until a pending case.
what is your hidden talent, my friend? I can get umpires and referees to make decisions they don't agree with using deception and or blackmail. I'm great at karaoke. I can communicate telepathically with the angel who spits sleep milk out of her mouth, so anytime I'm out of sleep to sell to firefighters, I can just think the word more and the angel comes down from heaven and spits a swamp's worth of sleep milk into all my buckets. I'm actually amazing at mini golf. With these hands, these mere mortal human hands of flesh and blood, I sculpt and bring forth the titanium gods whose plans for humanity are as detailed as they are cruel.
I'm terrible at mini golf, so I'm gonna go with. What was it? Wait, what was the first one?
I can get umpires and referees to make decisions they don't agree with using deception and or blackmail. And then
I
number
think
two is I'm great at karaoke.
I'm I'm horrific at karaoke. I think I'm so terrible, but I have the confidence of someone who's very good at it. But I'm gonna go with the first one. I think I'm very convincing. I think I can. I think I'm very good at convincing people of things that aren't necessarily true.
What kind of car do you drive, Tracy? Is it a stolen Zamboni, a hatchback, the Blaster Mobile, a station wagon, or a steam-powered tangle of pistons, wheels, and blades that you call Death's Chariot?
I think I technically drive a hatchback.
Yeah, I think you do too.
Yeah.
And for your final question, how many machines have you invented? 0, 1, 2, 3, or 1 trillion?
I mean, pending one in our in a possible upcoming segment. Stay tuned. But I think at 0, I've invented nothing.
Well, I put 1 for you.
All right. Well, we'll count it.
So you've answered all 6 questions. Do you want to guess who you are first?
I'm gonna guess I'm not Uncle Blaster. That seemed to be the milkman. I'm
Correct.
I might be Stephanie. Was that one of them?
Stephanie was one of them. You're not Stephanie. You're Amanda.
Amanda.
You're confident, self-assured, and 100% yourself at all times. You have an adventurous spirit and love traveling to new places. But you know that home is where the heart is, and you appreciate a quiet night in every now and then. The 3 machines you invented are battling each other at the bottom of the ocean and will be locked in ruthless mechanical combat until they kill each other or the earth explodes. Your friends view you as the life of the party and know they can always confide in you when they need a shoulder to cry on. They know that you're the Amanda of their crew and you've always got their backs. Nice job.
I'm Amanda. All right,
You're the
exciting.
Amanda. Yeah.
I like it.
I would say I wouldn't cry on your shoulder.
Yeah, I was gonna say I feel like my friends know. I don't do that. I don't do
Yeah.
that. I think that I provide a unique type of emotional support in the terms that I will make jokes about whatever is happening. But if you need someone to genuinely give you advice, I'm probably not the person to come to.
Well, Tracy, I think that's all we have time for in the quiz category.
In Mark's Quiz Corner.
In Mark's Quiz Corner. But the music now. Tracy,
Yeah.
I know you have, we kind of split this segment off where I got one segment, you're getting one segment. So Tracy, I'll let you take the segment into your hands now. I'm passing the podcast over. Take it from my hands. Take it from my hands. Yes.
Oh, my hands are really sweaty. It's so hot in here. I feel like I'm so red.
We gotta get this guy a fan.
I have a fan, but I was worried that it would be too loud.
It absolutely
Is
would
my
be.
issue. So I'll have to figure something out. But anyway, Mark, you an overthinker? Do you think?
Yeah, absolutely. I am.
What about how about in social situations? If you
I
think
would
about
say probably
interactions
100% of times I'm an overthinker in
Me
social situation.
I still think about things that I said or did in middle school, and I'm like, and I know it's ridiculous. I know nobody else thinks about it.
I
do.
also think about the things you said and did in middle school.
Stop it. You weren't even there. You don't even know. But no, I constantly overthink things, which is why I think I sort of have this attraction to a certain little subreddit called "Am I the Asshole?" Because
Yes.
I've never posted on it, but I do like the
Mhm.
idea of like putting a situation that happened out there and then getting feedback because I automatically assume that I was the asshole at all times.
Good
Except for when I
assumption.
genuinely am, and then I have no idea, and I have to find out later. So I love that subreddit, and if you've ever been on
Mhm.
TikTok in the last however many years, chances are you've probably seen posts about it with like Minecraft underneath it.
Yeah. I
But
love
we
those
get,
videos.
I love them too. So I've gathered a few
Great.
that I thought we could weigh in on because judging others is sort of a specialty of ours, and I
Hmm.
would argue America's true favorite pastime.
Especially judging others in social situations.
Absolutely, absolutely, and it makes you feel better about yourself.
Hmm. I'm excited to see what you got for me.
Yeah, I tried to grab some that were maybe less, because a lot of them are like, "Am I the asshole for shooting my mom in the face?" Like some of them are
Hmm.
just so obvious, like, yeah, that was a wrong thing to do. So I
And me
tried to pick
personally, I wouldn't shoot my mom in the face.
because that's
It's
not a
not
very
cool.
nice thing to do. Controversial, hot take, not a nice thing to do. So I tried to grab some that are a little more we can
Hmm.
maybe that we might even disagree on.
Morally
I
gray.
Yeah, I haven't made up my mind on a lot of these. I skimmed
Wow.
through, but I didn't want to like make up my mind before going
Hmm.
in here. Am I the asshole for not disclosing? Oh,
Reading was also not a strong suit of ours in school.
absolutely not. Actually, I think the classes I did best in were English because
Yeah.
but that was about it. That was about it. So again, not history, not math, not science, but English. Been speaking it for a while, so you'd think. Am I the asshole for not disclosing that I am not Christian? To preface this, I do commission artwork. I don't discriminate against any subject unless it's racist, homophobic, etc. I did a commissioned art piece with a Christian iconography, an ornate cross, a saint, and a scripture in calligraphy. The client was happy, paid me, and asked what my favorite scripture was. I was honest and said, "Oh, I don't really have one because I'm not a Christian, and I don't really know which ones I'd like." The client then became upset and told me he felt lied to because I have posted artwork of Christian subjects before and he assumed I was Christian. He said the art doesn't hold the same spiritual value and was not made with faithful intention and requested a refund.
I think that this person's in the total right. All of art forever has been about Christianity. From like
Okay,
every.
I had that whole preface about there. I tried to
Mhm.
pick like for the this one I did make up my mind about. I think it's so silly
Yeah, I mean, like
to be upset.
if you like the art, that's what you're paying them for. You're not paying them for
Yeah,
their beliefs. You're paying
yeah,
them for the product, and you like the product.
yeah. I think any art like I think that it's rare to find a piece of art unless it's like made almost entirely by a single person or a single type of group of people. Like for any kind of art to like represent what it really is representing. You know what I mean? Like I don't know if that makes
Hmm.
sense. But like it's hard to just have that one perspective. Like
Yeah, and them
I don't
posting
know.
art just means they were also commissioned by other people, and they were proud of that work.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
that's
I
called
feel like
business.
those other things are just evidence of like yeah, you can create
Hmm.
something spiritual without
Yeah.
necessarily.
And like I think everyone should be of the belief, but like art is whatever it means to you.
Hmm.
And so if you see it and you go that's spirit, then it's spiritual. Good job. That's like media literacy 101.
Which we took.
So yeah, I
Um,
would say not the asshole.
yeah, that was my verdict as well. Okay, not a
Stan.
great example of the ambiguous one that I was talking about. Let's try and find a more
Let's get something else.
ambiguous one
I always
here.
wish I was better at art. That's something I wish I was better at. I'm just not. My
Well,
hands are
I
too
was,
shaky.
this is art.
This is something for sure.
It's definitely something. Yeah, I'm terrible at art, like drawing, like visual art. I cannot
I
draw. I
think I
cannot.
think I think you're doubting yourself a bit too much. I've seen some of the stuff you make.
No, I don't.
The
I
the little
can't.
banner that goes at the end of this that goes wow and it shows our two faces. That was Tracy. A lot of people don't know that. That was Tracy. He's gonna be on that side of me probably.
I'm just not patient enough. I'm not patient
Yeah.
enough to
I like
really
being good at
like.
things right away, and
Me
I'm
too.
not
And
good
if
at
I'm
art right
not, I
away.
give up. Yeah,
Hmm.
I'm either good from the get go or I'm not doing it.
Yeah.
And that's
Got
that.
another
That's
one
why I
for
do.
us.
Don't have a lot of hobbies. Am I the asshole for not splitting the bill evenly at a birthday dinner? Last weekend, I went to a friend's birthday dinner at a fancy restaurant. There were 10 of us. I ordered a small pasta dish and a soda, which came to about $22. Most of the others ordered appetizers, cocktails, desserts, and expensive entrees. Some people's totals were over $80. When the bill came, someone suggested we just split it evenly, which would have meant I would have had to pay around $75. I said no, told the waiter I'd just pay for my part, plus tax and tip. A few people got quiet, and one friend later texted me that it was rude and made things awkward. Are they the asshole?
I think they are. I think that idea of splitting the bill evenly if you're having people go in different amounts is kind of odd. Like I'm fine like if like like we had gone out and you didn't I'm fine covering for you because I know that eventually it would even out, right? But it's like if you're going out with a big group of people and you're having to spend $30 more than you ordered, that's kind of
I have mixed feelings on this one. I really do, because no, I don't think this person should have to pay more than their fair share.
Mm-hmm.
But also having it like doing this whole thing where you're like no, and like like demanding that it be split up at a table of 10 people, you want them to do 10 different checks. I think that's kind of an asshole move.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it would be easier if like one person paid for it and then you just Venmo.
Yeah, I think this was a bad situation to be in.
Mm-hmm.
Period.
I think the situation is the asshole more than any one
Yeah,
person.
exactly. But sometimes I do think, and I don't know, this is hard because of these exact numbers, like going from 22 all the way to 75, that's over a $50 difference. But if the numbers were a little closer, I think sometimes you just got to bite the bullet.
Yeah, well, that's the cost of community,
Yeah, exactly. And we don't know this person's financial situation. I mean, maybe $22, they were very mindful of their spending for a reason. But sometimes I do think that you just have to bite the bullet in a social situation and just keep it simple. And also, this wasn't about you. And I feel like being the one person who's not gonna split automatically makes your friend's birthday dinner about you. Like even if it's not about you, everyone is now talking about you.
No, I think that friendship a lot in these days, and also I do think we should preface this by saying we're just going based on the information we have at face value. We're not gonna assume, anyone's, but like.
Absolutely not.
People have seen friendships and relationships have turned into so transactional.
Yeah.
Where it's like, when we were living together, we just kind of had we had a basic rule where if you owed someone less than $5, you would just buy them a soda.
Yes.
And I think that was the perfect rule.
Absolutely.
Because it's like we would go out and get food, whatever, we go to the store, whatever. Oh yeah, just get me a soda, whatever. And it like made so many things so much easier where we weren't tracking dollars.
Yeah, yeah, you're right, absolutely. Because when it gets too transactional, it doesn't feel like a friendship or a family member or something like that. Like at a certain point, and I hate that when it's especially like when you're going to like a restaurant, like a dim sum place or something where you're kind of sharing things and you get into those details of like, because I've been in this situation where someone has been like, well, I only had 2 of those, so divide the cost of that. And then, I'm only paying for the, like, again, you just have to bite the bullet and, like, just because you only had 2, you should add more. You should add more then. Or they were like, well, I had 2 of those, which means, and there were 4 total, which means I should get 1 of these because I had less of that. And then when it gets too transactional like that, it's too much. And yeah, and I think between true friends, it's always going to even out some way.
Like long-term friends, it's going to, I expect to be friends with my friends for a long time to come. I don't want to make new friends, so I'm stuck with the ones I have. And so like it'll even out, if I pay for this, you pay whatever. I'm good with that. I don't care.
Right. Just keep a mental tally. Yeah, keep a mental tally of like I sort of think of it in I guess this is also transactional, but I think of it in like, oh, you did regardless of specific value, you did this one nice thing for me. I will do this one nice thing for you because like a sort of a repayment, whatever. Which sounds transactional. I understand that. But it's more. Like it is like our soda rule. Like it is just a gesture. Oh, here's another one. I don't know if this was. I don't think this was a specific one on the subreddit, but I saw it on Twitter where someone was like, "Oh, my friend stayed with me in New York. I let them stay with me so they wouldn't have to pay for a hotel or whatever or anything." And I got upset with them and confronted them. I felt that they should have bought me dinner or a bottle of wine or something like that. Because at the end of the day, in New York, they did save them hundreds of dollars for a trip, and I agree with that
Mm-hmm.
one wholeheartedly. I think like you should show a gesture of what someone is doing for you, but
Yeah, if you're staying at someone's house, you should buy them something. Like when I went to stay with you, we got you guys, we got, it wasn't even we getting you guys, but like we got like a case of seltzers and a big thing of vodka. A, because it was like you guys were going to stay there, but also it was like it's just gonna make the whole a week so much more fun because we're gonna
yeah,
have stuff to.
exactly.
And so it doesn't have to be like a you have to buy me this thing. It's like just have some fun as a group, and the person staying covers
Exactly.
it.
I think people are focusing too much on exact values and not the
Mm-hmm.
symbolic or
Yeah,
emotional value of something. And I think that's what
that's
sort of
exactly
rubber
it.
me.
Is like
Yeah.
friendships have become super transactional, but there is a price for community,
Yeah.
but
And
it is not by numbers. It is just by gestures.
and is that price worth what, $52? I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It's hard to say.
Yeah.
How fun was the dinner? I don't
And how
know.
close of friends are you guys? If it's like
Yeah,
some like random person.
there's obviously a lot more details
Mm-hmm.
in this one, but I mean, overall,
So we'll go maybe.
yeah, I don't know. I'm a staunch maybe.
Because you got one last one for us.
Yeah, let's see here. I got two options. I'm seeing which one
Picking between
is
which one? Juggling.
is
This
a
guy's
little
juggling.
more.
Like the clown he is. Oh
Okay.
man, we got him. We got him good, guys. Guys, put in the comments. Tracy's a clown. Put that in the comments.
Come on now. Okay, how about this one? This is a long one, so I'll try and summarize.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, they were booking an Airbnb. Initially, they were told there would be 6 bedrooms. Turns out there were 5, and this is for like a family reunion.
Yeah.
They were told 6 bedrooms initially. Turned out to be 5, and they were told that this person and their partner would have to sleep on a pull-out couch in the living room. All the other rooms had been divided up to, it sounds like, older couples, aunts and uncles, that kind of thing, and they seemed like younger cousins and in fact, one room even went to 2 kids who were under 10, which I feel like is an important detail to this. And they were told that they would have to sleep on a pull-out couch in the living room. They offered, so their alternative was to get their own Airbnb nearby, still fully planning to pay their part of the main house, but they wanted another place nearby because they didn't want to be in the living room with that many people. Is a nightmare. And the whole family, it seemed, was against them and said that they were going to ruin the trip with that plan.
So that's insane. First of all, not like as a punishment to the kids, but kids should automatically just kind of get the worst. Kids can sleep on a couch and not
Absolutely.
kill their backs. Mark can't sleep on a couch anymore. And I'm old. I'm haggard. I'm pushing 30, guys.
You could say that again.
We're both pushing 30 right now. We
Okay,
can't
no,
sleep on
stop.
couches.
Enough.
But no, I feel like kids are fine sleeping on a couch.
Yeah, I think
Also,
anyone
if you're
under...
told 6 bedrooms and you're paying for a bedroom and you don't get a bedroom, yeah, and
Yeah.
and
No,
they
go-
were also if they offered to pay their part of the main house and then also get an Airbnb, what?
That's
That
yeah,
sounds
that's
like a better solution for everyone.
I do understand. I think the sort of ruin the trip thing is sort of like the idea is to have everybody together, and I understand that. I understand seems to be the entire point of this trip, and obviously that's the ideal. But there's no reason to have everybody together if certain people are going to be uncomfortable.
And also, if you don't have a place to hang out, if people are staying in the living room, that's their bedroom. You guys don't get the living room to hang out in anymore.
Yeah, exactly. And there's, with that many different people at obviously a very big age range, I imagine there's going to be, statistically, a few people who are going to be waking up much earlier than other people.
People waking up early, people staying up late,
People staying up late. And and to circle back to the kid, I missed this detail the first time, but 2 kids under 10. I think anyone under 18, automatically, your vote counts less. You are put where you're put. I mean, that was always how it was in my family with these types of things, and I was fine. I knew my place on the ladder. I remember when I had turned 18, my brother came to my because usually when my brother would come to visit, or my sister, he would get my room, and I was fine with that because that's just how it is. Whatever, there's guests, I'm fine with that. And I remember immediately after I turned 18, he was like, "Nope, you're an adult. You stay in your bed. I will figure it out." And I've never forgotten that because it was like, wow, so nice, but also just I think that is how it perhaps should be.
Your brother was so nice, I'll throw in 2 free pillows with an order of 50 plus pillows.
Two free
Two
fills.
whole free ones.
Wow. Yeah, but not the filling, just the case.
Yeah, so you just get the case.
Yeah, you got to find your own filling. But that's kind of
Yeah,
fun, huh? It could be filled with anything.
It's a scavenger hunt. You
Anything
could
you
put money
wanted.
in it. You could put so much money in it. Think about that.
Now, would you change your tune on this person if they said that they were not going to pay for their part of the main thing?
No.
Honestly, I'm not sure that I would, because if you were flat out lied to,
Yeah, if you were told you're getting a bedroom and you're paying for a bedroom, you should expect a bedroom, and if you don't get that, you don't have to pay.
yeah, I guess lied to is a strong word. I doubt that this
Lied
person
to, fibbed,
Yeah.
wronged.
Just a little bit wrong, jilted. Yeah. No, I think this is I guess a lot of these were pretty straightforward. I don't know. It's hard to find one that's
Most of the time it's pretty
ambiguous.
clear who's enough.
Most of the time it's clear, and some of them were just so blatantly terrible I didn't even want to talk about them. Like,
Well, Tracy, unfortunately, it is that time of the every other week. But first, I know I have a media recommendation for folks. I'm sure you do. To start at one, it's a video game. First ever video game recommended.
this is exciting.
Balatro. It's not a
Oh.
new game. It was popular last year, but I'm just getting around to it now, and so that means it's popular again. Oh my god, it's so fun! I've been playing I'm playing all the time. It's all I'm doing. I'm not working anymore. I quit my job. I'm just playing Balatro.
I'm trying to wrap this up as quick as possible so I can get back to it.
But
I gotta
no,
get into that
it's fun.
game
It's
more.
it's like a solitaire mixed with poker. It's so fun, and I'm just playing all the time. And it's all I want to do. It's all I think about. I dream of Balatro. I play Balatro when I wake up. I play Balatro when I go to sleep.
And you can get it on your phone.
You can do it on your phone. You can do it on. I'm gonna turn this into an ad. You can do it on your computer. You can do it on your PlayStation. You can do it on your Xbox. Maybe you can maybe do it on a Switch. Maybe you could do it on a Steam Deck. Maybe. So many
I
things you
love
can do
that
it
you're
on.
like, this is an ad, but I don't know any of the facts.
But
I gotta get
that's
in
my
that game.
recommendation. Is if you can play it, play it. Except for you're gonna get addicted, and then you're gonna go to a real casino and spend all your money.
Yeah, that was always what I saw about people talking about that game. Not that they would go to a real casino after, but it was like all that they did. Like it was all
Yeah.
that they could play because they were just so addicted to it. And I played a few rounds and it was very addicting, but I just didn't fully get into it. But I want to do it more. It was very fun.
Yeah, you gotta dive into it. The tree behind you looks like if I can blur my eyes, it looks like a Joker from Balatro. Everything I see is Balatro.
I was gonna say, I think you're just. It's like when I played Animal Crossing and only Animal Crossing nonstop for a few months, and I'd be outside and I'm like, oh, I need those rocks.
What is your recommendation, buddy?
Yeah, this week, two great shows just ended. The Rehearsal, phenomenal. I wouldn't recommend it to everybody. I don't think it is for everyone. But if you admire incredible and unique production and production value, I certainly recommend it.
And I would say with The Rehearsal, because we did talk about it before, but like the only way you'll know if you like it is if you watch it.
Yeah. Oh, I guess we did recommend it before, but I don't know. Just because it's over now, and I can
the
more.
finale just happened, and it was.
I can
very
more
big.
definitively say how it wrapped up, because a bad finale can really tank a whole show to the point where you don't want to watch it. But I do really like that one, and Last of Us also ended, and people have a lot of mixed opinions on this second season, especially people who had played the video game like I had. The video game is one of my favorite games ever. But I loved the season, and I don't think I recommended the show before. I don't know. I always forget what we do. Yeah, so those are my two. 1.5, I guess. I thought Last of Us was phenomenal.
It seems like The Last of Us show kind of follows the same trajectory as the games, where the first one is universally loved. The first season of the show is universally loved, and now the second game was more so had some mixed reviews, and the second season is having more so mixed reviews. I haven't seen the second season yet, so I can't comment on it.
I thought it was great, but also it's hard. It's especially hard to compare the second season to the first season because the story of the first game was the first season. Period. That was it. But the second game, they've already confirmed, is going to have to be 3 different seasons. So the story's not done, and if you did already watch it and you were upset with the ending, I just implore you to be patient because the stuff that is upcoming is going to answer all the questions and be really good. I hope. I don't know what they're planning, but I think I know.
Well, before we wrap this up, Tracy, let's get back on the same brain here. So I have got my item, my word. I figured it out. And I hope you do too.
My first, I think the first word that came to mind, I think was my first word last time, so I don't want to use it again.
Ooh, mine
Okay,
is,
I got it.
I don't think. Okay, 3,
Okay. 3,
2, 1. Ferret.
Bottle. Bottle ferret.
Huh.
Ooh.
Okay. Oh, it's so easy right now. It is so easy right now. It's unbelievably easy. No one's ever seen a same brain as easy as this one. This one's so easy.
No
You
one's
should
ever.
have it.
I think I have. I think it
Okay,
was easy.
yeah,
I think I have
yeah.
one, but I don't know if we're
Yeah,
going
you
the
have
same.
it.
We'll
You have
just
it.
try.
Believe
Okay,
it.
ready?
Believe it. 3,
Okay.
2,
2,
1.
1. Cage.
Raccoon.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay.
Wow, that's
Cage.
okay.
Raccoon.
Okay. Easy.
Okay. Yeah.
3,
Okay. 3,
2,
2, 1.
1. Trap.
Trap.
There we go. Wasn't as smooth as I thought it was
Ooh,
gonna be, but
see-
that's okay.
See, that's more entertaining for the audience.
Mhm.
You know, you gotta have the.
It's a journey.
Oh,
It's
the
a journey.
peaks and valleys.
They didn't think we were
Peaks and
gonna do
valleys.
it.
Yeah,
And so
I didn't. I
we
was
did
I
it.
was shaking in my boots for a second.
Mhm. Well, because normally we get it in 2. Normally we're like a flat.
We
2
have
now,
been
so.
getting it in 2 recently, which has been very
Mhm.
impressive. So I was glad to have that. You know,
And so
that
it
tension.
brought us back to reality. You know, it really
Mhm.
did. You know, we were getting a little cocky. We were getting big for our boots.
We are leagues ahead of where we were when we used to play this, and we would do 5, like up to 5 or 6, and we'd
5,
have to
yeah.
call it and just be like, you know what, never mind. It's not our time. We're doing great.
Thank you all so much for watching. I hope this was fun for you. It was fun for us. I think it was fun for me. I can't speak for Tracy. I never speak for him, except
That's
for when
fine.
I do. Thank you for watching. If you want to go follow our socials, they're around. We'll be back in 2 weeks.
Defend us against the truckers. They're coming for
Yeah.
us.
We need help. We need help on the front lines.
Yeah, they're not
against the
delivering anything
trucker.
to us anymore.
I'm so glad to pick this lane because I don't really feel that strongly about truckers. I don't care that much about them. I don't think about them often.
But now we have no
But now I
choice
have
because clearly they're thinking about us.
Mhm. Thank you all so much for watching or listening or whatever you're doing. We'll see you next time. Goodbye.